All right. So the question is, are you too stubborn? You saw that listed above in the description, and I'm just really curious. Is this your story? So, hey everyone, it's Shayla Boyd-Gill, the Family Freedom and Affluence Mentor, and I'm so glad to be with you today. This is going to be a quick lesson. So I wanted to share a little story with you. As you all know, I have 6 homeschool kids, and 2 of them are no longer homeschooled, but this has been my journey as I've been growing my business. What you may not know is that my oldest son, at one point, he decided that he wanted to have a name change. And this is why I decided to have this conversation with you all, because I think it's a very relevant story that you may be able to relate to. So at a certain point, I can't remember the age, probably near like the 8, 9, 10-ish age range, the request was made, I want a new name. And of course, I'm looking at this like, oh, this stuff only happens. You see it on TV. This isn't mine. Remember the story of the woman whose name was Bambi or something, and she wanted to change her name? We didn't have a crazy name, but culturally, there was a request for a different type of name. So I said, okay, got it. But here, as the parents, we were holding on from a place of, oh, we picked this name out before you were born. It's significant. It has meaning. It represents different family members. So we were kind of stuck in, this is what we had planned for you. And what we didn't understand at the moment was, this was something that was important to him. And so I had to really get out of my own way and honor the request. But before really jumping right in and doing it, I decided to make sure that he understood what his request was, because he was so young, make sure he researched it, understood what the meaning was and how significant a name is. Greetings, how significant a name is. And from there, we made the decision to move forward once he was old enough to own that shift. Now, this is why I want to tell you this story, because I know many people, including myself, at some point in your business, you've been doing business a certain way. Maybe you've been successful. Maybe you've been making the money you desire, but you desire more, but something has changed in the business, either the model, the types of people that you were working with, the message, something has shifted. However, you've not been able to shift with that because maybe you were really married to what you originally said you were going to do. Maybe you didn't understand if other people would accept what the new shift was. And so you've really tried to force a fit with something that was no longer for you in your business. And it can be a weird place because you sometimes are in a comfortable place of doing something one way. And as I said, you've monetized it. You have a message behind it. All your branding matches for it. You took the pictures. You get to show it on the website. And something happens in your life where you decide, this is no longer a fit. How do you make that shift? And how do you know that it's time to change? I have 3 ways that you'll know that it's time for you to actually pivot in your business, to shift things, to change things, to shake things up just a little bit. Number 1, it's no longer a fit for you, meaning you do it, it's easy, it doesn't excite you. It just doesn't feel good. You do it because you have to do it because this is your revenue generator. But if it no longer feels good, you're not going to do it long term. You're not going to give it your everything long term because it doesn't suit you anymore. And you have to take ownership for that fact that this doesn't fit you. So the same as I told you with my son and his name, it didn't fit anymore. Another thing is you no longer love it. I met with my inner circle members this past weekend, and we went through a simple lesson. I think we've seen this like with people doing organizing and things of that nature, but we literally said, love it, like it, or hate it. We talked about the things they do in their business. We talked about where the business is standing today. And I just really asked honest questions. Do you love it? Do you like it? Or do you hate it? And it helped us to make some decisions as to where we needed to move, where we needed to pivot in the business. And you can ask yourself this about your business. Here's the thing. You need to be honest with yourself so that you can be honest with the people that come to you for your services. If you are hating what you do, the people that you're serving will also know that you hate it. I know for me, at a certain point when I used to own a business where I was in a birthing service, I was a doula, a childbirth educator, and I had an online store. at a certain point, I moved from the love it lane to, oh, I like it. But when I was in the like it lane, I knew then it was time to pivot because I understood if I got to the hate it, I was going to do a poor job. I understood people were investing heavily for me to be able to work with them during something that was really sacred, but I was no longer excited about it. And that was an eye opener for me. It was time to pivot. So another thing you may look at is, you know, for a fact that there's something bigger waiting for you on the horizon. You know, it's right there. You just have to take the leap to do it. You have to actually make a decision to say, I'm ready to do this thing and be a bigger version of me, actually double, triple, quadruple my revenue. But I understand it's a new space that I've never been in before. Are you willing to leave behind the old version of you so you can pivot to that place? It takes a lot. I have pivoted publicly in my coaching business several times. And every time it's always that same question of, what are people going to think of this? Are they going to be confused? Will they stick with this or not? And at a certain point, you can't worry about what the public's perception is. You have to be willing to say, this is my choice. This is what I know I should do. And you have to do it big. You can't do these small micro pivots. If you're going to pivot, do the big pivot and move on. Worst case scenario is it doesn't work. But if you know how to do business, you know you can always start something different, okay? So I hope this helps you today. The how to do it, jump out there, be supported in the process, get really laser clear on what it is you really want to do, and look at how can you transition from one to another. So when I was transitioning, for example, from the birthing world to the coaching business, I still kept the birthing clients until I built up my coaching money so that I could replace that. So I didn't just say drop everything, because my money didn't allow me to do that. For some people, maybe you're making enough business money in your business that you can drop in and start something different, but be smart about the financial pieces. Be smart about what you're going to do money-wise and decide what your journey looks like. Maybe it's a small pivot, so you may not have to drop everything. But if it's huge, it could be as simple as, I had a list one time and I decided to pivot, and I let everyone on my list know, this is what's happening. If you want to join me for this new journey, you can opt in here. If not, we won't be emailing you anymore. As simple as that, right? You have to be willing to own it. Take ownership for it. Do it. Don't look back, because if you look back, you're going to fall back into old habits. So leave those old habits behind. So if this is something that you know that you need to do in your business, you're ready to pivot, you're ready to up level, you're ready to grow your business differently. Maybe you're wanting more happiness and you want to increase your income and have all of those things in place so you can truly experience more freedom as a family-centered woman entrepreneur. I invite you to apply to chat with me at coachwithshayla.com. You'll see it in the description above. Yep, above. You'll see it in the description above. You can go to coachwithshayla.com, apply to have a conversation with me if you have an existing business and you know it's time to pivot, meaning you know how to sell, you have existing clients, you've been doing this thing for a minute, but you want to do it differently. You're ready to pivot. You're ready to have more time. You're ready to actually take care of yourself and have more joy in the process. Then we are opening up our applications for our Freedom Income Accelerator program for 6 women this time. We have space for 6 this time, guys, okay? 6 women to join us in this group. So if this is you, I recommend that you go ahead and apply. We'll be starting in May. So please do me a favor and apply at coachwithshayla.com. And I hope that this message served you well. If you know any other people that need this message, be sure to share it with them and comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on whether or not you're too married to a concept or to an idea or to a habit and you're having a hard time with the shift. Let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.